Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Dr. Juerg Steffen of Henley & Partners Holdings Limited and His Excellency Dritan Abazović, Prime Minister of Montenegro.
All good?
Everything fine.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to welcome you to this discussion with the topic Sovereign Equity and Diversity, Attracting Global Wealth and Talent. Allow me to introduce His Excellency Dritan Abazović. Since 2022, he has been serving as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Montenegro. Prior to this, from 2020 to 2022, he held the position of Deputy Prime Minister in Montenegro. Notably, in 2012, he made history as the youngest member of Parliament. Beside his political career, the Prime Minister is also a political scientist and accomplished author. His contributions to multiculturalism have earned him numerous awards and recognitions. Now, without further delay, let us commence our discussion. Prime Minister, migration is not a new phenomenon. Human history is a story of migration and movement, and people have always moved towards safety and opportunity. A multitude of complex global challenges is resulting in the pressure of many types of human migration. At the same time, rapid aging in high and middle-class countries is intensifying the global competition for workers. As a head of state, what are your thoughts on whether and how policies could make migration work better for development in the face of pressing demographic challenges?
Thank you very much for the beginning. Just to say that it's my great honor to be here today in Concordia Forum and to have possibility to share some opinion with you. About your question, I coming from the state which is pretty small. Montenegro, it's in the heart of the Europe with 600,000 people. It's just one neighborhood in New York. But nevertheless, I think that the size of the country is not important too much in this globalized world and in this contemporary society. Now it's important how big is our will and how much energy we spend to promote good policy and universal values. And I think that this is something which is crucial. About the migration, in the context of theory, you have something what we call geographic materialism, and that is that from the beginning of the humanity, people, when they start to walk, they walk and want to have more and more space. And conflicts start, then they meet each other, meet another human in another site, and everything else is just a history. We have the situation in 2019. In that year, it was the biggest movement of the citizen and population around the world. And after that, we come to this, unfortunately, to this Corona time, when everything was closed and people stopped to move. But after that, in this year, world is recovering. And I think that this year is the record year of the people who are moving and going aboard or crossing the borders. So borders are administrative things, and they are existing in contemporary society, in the global world. But I think that freedom of movement and the free access for movement should be much better in the future, and I think this like something what is the needs of ordinary people. So in the context of the small countries, to come to the point, is that we just need to manage the situation in right direction. To have the more people inside of country for the small countries is very important. So for us, I want to see that my country for 10 or 20 years have 800,000 or 1 million people. Because if we lost the number of the citizen, that is just a clear result of undevelopment, or that something is not going in the right direction. In another way, if you have the people who wants to come in your country, who wants to live or spend the time in your country, that is just the result of the good politics and feeling that your country and your society it's making good things. I think that Montenegro have the policy to be very open to another markets, to make the open society. I can say to you that today we get the research of the Eurostat. This is the agency for the statistic in the Europe, and in the second quarter of the year of 2023, Montenegro have the best result in the Europe. Our growth is in this second quarter is 6.9%, and it's better than any another European country, including this country, which traditionally are very rich and doing very well, like Germany, Luxembourg, I don't know, another. So I think that we are on the right track, and we should not be afraid from migration of population. It's a lot of talking inside of country that our people emigrate to the Western, especially to the Western Europe and to US, because they have the better salaries and better life conditions in some other countries. I am more than sure, I'm so optimistic and exciting about Montenegro that I think that in until 2030 we will change these things. Not to have, probably we will still have the people who want to live somewhere else, because that is sometimes you have and want to have new adventure in your life. But I am more than sure that people from EU will not come to work in Montenegro, but will come to live in Montenegro. And I think that our policy should be very open for everybody who wants to make the fair business, or who thinks that in that living environment can find themselves. So in that context, I support the moving of the people, the freedom of moving, and I don't think that migration is something which is bad. No, it's not only migration which are with the violence. This is something what is unacceptable. Why migration in the context of economy, in the context of finding of new place? I think that this is the part of our cosmopolitan spirit, and I think that doesn't matter that we are from different cultures. We are all now in globalized world from the same civilization, and I think that we need to give opportunity to each other, to meet each other, and to make the good relation between the people.
Clear. Thank you. It's no secret that a global war for talent is in full force, and in particular tech talents. Henley & Partners' recent crypto wealth report revealed that Montenegro is successfully positioning itself as a global hub for crypto, blockchain, and other innovative technologies. Like many countries across the world have done, Montenegro is also establishing a digital nomad visa to attract foreign talent to contribute to the further development of tourism, the IT sector, and the overall increase in economic activity. In fact, the entire southeastern Europe region is becoming increasingly active in this sphere. As a strong promoter of digitalization, can you tell us more about these interesting developments and initiatives?
Yes, I think that for us is the crucial in the next period to make the digital reform and to try to be innovative in the context of the preparing administration for some of next steps. We make few steps which I want to mention. First is that we get a lot of budget in comparing with previous period. Is 10 times bigger than in previous period for the new startups. And we think if only one succeed, that will make the visibility of Montenegro very, very big. So when we talk about the digital nomads, we give the different benefits. And I invite all of you, because I don't know, maybe some of you visit Montenegro or some not, but if you look for the perfect country, if you are not connected with the place of work, you don't need to stay in New York, I think that Montenegro is one of the best. Be sure, check it, just remember, I'm not convincing you, just remember, I think that is the country of sun and fun, very, very friendly, with perfect weather, no crash, no too much traffic, only in the summer is the problem. But I think that if you have the opportunity to choose to sit in New York or in Beijing, or I don't know, in some big city, and travel 2 hours to the work, and sitting in Boca Bay and looking on the sea, and with all that history, I think that it's very easy to make the choice. And another thing, what is advantage, Montenegro is still not so expensive. It's becoming more expensive year by year, it's true, but it's still not too much expensive. And this is also one of the factors which make people to decide on Montenegro. One company which working in IT, I will not mention the name, it's very famous, but just to be correct to another, they have the one of headquarters in the Luxembourg, and they make a research to all employers around the world. If you are not working in your country, in which country you probably want to work? And we was really surprised with the result. The most percentage of the employers of that company, which is pretty famous in Europe, saying that is Montenegro. So we think that the digital nomad can be very attractive for us, because we need to send the message not only to give the opportunity to people to work there, but we want that more and more people knows about our country and make some kind of visibility and promotion of Montenegro around the globe. So don't forget for the crypto. In the crypto we are not so good. Why? Because the legislative it's still in ongoing process. We still don't have the laws which are making possible to work with that, but we are not against, definitely we are country open for the new ideas. So I think that together with the European Commission we should see how we can adopt laws which can also bring possibility for the people, for the new technology, new ideas to be implemented in the country.
Great. Thank you. I completely agree with you that Montenegro is an amazing country. I was, of course, many times there, and recently I brought my family there, and I convinced them. The children said, "Papi, why do we have to go to Montenegro?" And finally we were there, and they couldn't believe how beautiful it is and how
now they say,
nice the people
"Papi, why we need to leave Montenegro?"
Yeah. We come to a final question. For investors who were interested in a more permanent option than digital nomadism, Montenegro had a popular and successful real estate-linked citizenship by investment program that was launched in 2019. Can you share your views on the program and what it has contributed to the country and its economy?
That program makes a huge positive impact in our country, and we get a pretty big amount of money. Unfortunately, we stopped with the program because European Commission had that request for Montenegro to stop the program because probably it's not compatible with the European acquis. It's a really paradoxical situation because some of the members of EU have this kind of program, but when you are out of club, you don't have possibility to make the norms. This is the destiny, and what can we do? But we definitely was very, very happy with the program. And you know, in the beginning, people speak negatively about that because they thought that the people who have some bad background or criminal background, they will come and buy some properties and take the citizenship and things. And I think that this is really, it's not true. Why is not true? The people who have the clearance for everything are people who apply for the economical citizenship. All others can come without any kind of restrictions. So all checking was very good, and we had some of the people which are really, we are really proud that they decide to take the Montenegrin citizenship. So we have the scientists, we have the directors of the big global companies, we have the different kind of doctors, people who have really good biography and backgrounds, and I think that Montenegro should be proud that that kind of people decide to take the citizenship of Montenegro. My logic is that even if we also without that kind of people deserve to have the citizenship, because this bring the new values there. If we talk about this connection, citizenship and buying some property, that program was designed like that. I think that that is the really good option for people who have some amount of money and who have vision and thinking really about the future. Why? Not because we should be always, afraid that something will happen tomorrow in the American continent or in Asia or somewhere else. But I think that people will have possibility to have two good things: to have apartment in Montenegro, in some very beautiful place, and to have the citizenship of the more countries. I think that this is something which is really good. Before we have some global citizenship, in the context that we will be the citizen of all the world, I think that will happen somewhere in the future. The best thing is to have, if we don't have that for the moment, to use this opportunity to have more citizenship in different kind of countries. I don't see something negative on that. And I think that only some barriers in our heads or some administrative problems like we have with the European Commission time by time, stopping people to use the opportunity to get the citizenship and also to have the house or apartments in some very attractive place. So in that sense, I want to say in the name of Prime Minister that we are satisfied in the context of how many applicants apply for citizenship, how much country take from that program, and I think that the third thing is that people bring the new values inside of society and make the promotion of the country, visibility of the country, some of them starting in business in our country, and I really don't see what is the negative effect of that. So if we find a solution to continue with that, maybe we will continue, but first of all we need to convince the European Union to give us the same condition like members of EU have.
Thank you, Prime Minister. I completely agree, of course, with you, and this is also what our clients say who apply or who applied for this citizenship by investment program. Unfortunately, we run already over time, so I have to close here, and thank you very much for your valuable contribution, Prime Minister.
Thank you. Thank you.